Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Merry stupid o'clock to one and all. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels. And yes, folks, we are still having technical difficulties. So while I go ahead and pull up just about where we were yesterday, a few of the usual disclaimers. First off, you are going to see the link to this massive report we've been going over right there in the description box, as well as the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya, also known as Lydia Brown's massive archive. You're also going to find the 10 plates. Sign your name, click on your senator. Let's go ahead and end adversive punishments for people with disabilities for being disabled. Let's end improper restraints in schools. All right, let's end the abuse. It's getting pretty bad. All right, people have died from improper restraints. I get at least one report a month of losing one of my fellows due to it. Okay, let's not getting into the bleach drinking and the sholation. Also, the ever-present change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. You know the drill, folks. Sign it if you haven't. Share it on all social media. These folks seem to always win on appeal. There is massive corruption there in the system out in Massachusetts. The only real protection these kids actually have is to go ahead and get this place closed down. So please go ahead and sign it. Make sure to go ahead and get that taken care of. Also, folks, when we talk about the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of, as well as seeing clips of video surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you have young children present, please use your headphones. And folks, as you know, it is stupid o'clock in the morning. I am barely coherent. So, if there are explicitives, stumbling over of words, or just blank staring into space, my apologies in advance. So, without further ado, we're going to where we left off yesterday. More things that have nothing to do with the August 26th, 2007 incident. But let's face it, this judge, his report is all over the place. So, we are going back to storage of GED sleds. Again, what the hell this has to do with the incident, nobody knows. I don't know why the judge included it, but we're going to go over it anyways. Because apparently, storing these is more important than the mental and physical health of the students that attend this school. Staff members must wear the GED transmitter sleds for all students at all times except in workshops or when a student is faded. God forbid, they not wear the torture device so they can't just zap them every time they stand up from their desk to stretch. We can't have those autistics and other disabled stretch, God forbid. At full program residences, transmitter sleds must be worn at all times, except during overnight hours or while the student is faded. Is that so, Judge? Is that so? Because I have it on good authority that those students on the GEDs are required to wear those GEDs in their sleep. In fact, this has been reported by numerous people, and it has also been corroborated by outside, non-biased investigators, including those from the UN. You have to excuse me if I call it what it is. Liar! Just saying. Sleds for multiple students cannot be hooked together. Sleds should be split evenly between all staff present. If a student is faded from his or her device sled must be locked up until there is a need to place the device back on the student. Oh, of course. We got to keep it. We got to keep that threat on hand because if you're not traumatized enough, if you're not traumatized to the point that it's going to last for the rest of your life and those behaviors creep up again, because again, it's neurological, not behavioral, you morons. We got to keep it just in case. During overnight hours at a full program residence with an in-home house monitor, the transmitter sleds may be hung up once the student has gone to bed, but must be worn by a staff person once the student gets out of bed. Oh, for the love of God, please spare me the lies, Judge. These kids are required to wear these in their sleep. How do I notice? Several witnesses and independent reports. Please spare me your bullshit lies. And by the way, to play devil's advocate, say it was true, and after 2011, when this report came out, literally, let's see here, 8, 9, 10, literally 4 years after the incident occurred, say 4 years after this incident occurred, they decided to stop making these kids wear these devices to bed. Let's play devil's advocate here. Is it then okay while the kid is half asleep, getting up because they need to go to the bathroom? God forbid they have like a bowel movement or need to pee. Then they must, of course, be under threat of being shocked because how dare they need the toilet? Just saying. During overnight hours at all other residences, the student sleds may be hung up once all students are asleep. However, once a student is awake, all GED sleds must be worn. God, gotta wear them when they're in the bathroom. Jeez. If the in-house monitor is assigned as the sleep aid, the in-house monitor will lock up all sleds prior to going to sleep. If a student exhibits a behavior that is treated with the GED, the staff must wake the in-house monitor so they can obtain the sled and witness the application. Oh, Jesus Christ. Again, I will say it. What possible behavior can anyone have when they're half a fucking sleep? Really? Really? Having to go to the bathroom and take a shit is a behavior now? Ugh. Again, it's total bullshit. We have corroborative evidence of the fact that these kids are forced to wear these in their sleep. But you know what this judge's going to say, don't you? It's probably going to be somewhere down the line. But in the cases where it is approved that they must wear them when they go to sleep, watch. Watch. Verification and calibration of GED devices. All right, let's go ahead and read this here. The shift manager must verify that a student is wearing the correct type of device and match the transmitters to the actual GED device upon arrival at the school in the 4 p.m. hour when the evening supervisors arrive, and just prior to a student going to bed. The verification must occur with another staff present in the classroom or residence. Both of the staff must then sign off on the GED recording sheet. All GED devices must be calibrated every 6 months. Because God forbid, they malfunction and not work and a kid get a reprieve. We can't have that, can we? GED4 devices must be calibrated quarterly. Jesus Christ, we gotta make sure that they have the full power to shock you worse than a freaking cattle prod. The date of the device's last calibration is written on a label located at the top of each device. Jesus. You all take better care of your torture devices than the students that you are using them on. GED spontaneous activations and misapplications. The Director of Clinical Services report all spontaneous activations and misapplications of the GED devices to the court monitor, Dr. John Diagnault, every quarter. Oh, so I'm supposed to believe here that misapplications and spontaneous going off is rare. But multiple students have reported to the contrary, so has independent investigative reports. But we are going to lie through our teeth because they're lining our pockets. Isn't that right, Judge? The quarterly reports for June 2010 through May 2011 were reviewed. Each quarter, there were between 5 and 7 misapplications caused by staff error, client-to-client application, accidental applications, spontaneous applications, and multiple applications. 5 and 7, my ass. I have it on good authority that these things malfunction all the time, and that kids are shocked accidentally all the time. It's bullshit and it's bad for you, as George Carlin used to say. The reports are also reference modifications to the design of the GED, which is intended to decrease the occurrence of such misapplications. Using it once. Using it once. Whatever you fucking think, Judge, anytime you use that goddamn thing, it's a misapplication. To put it mildly. Such misapplications are caused by staff failure to follow verification procedures set out by JRC, which has typically resulted in immediate termination. Bullshit. Major bullshit. No, what the staff do, what they teach them to do, is how to bend the rules to justify the torture. I'm just saying. When a kid is literally under threat of being shocked for having to get up and take a piss, yeah. Yeah, exactly what do you not shock them for? That's what I would like to know. Okay, we'll get into current restraint policies and procedures tomorrow as that starts a new section. So let's go ahead and close out this video. I know it's a lot shorter this morning. By the way, folks, still having tech issues. I'm not even going to bother trying to come up with a thumbnail for this morning. So, sorry in advance. You get to have my old days looking videos here. So, basically, what we see here is a judge lying through their damn teeth. See what I mean? It does this all the time. Watch it go back to page number 1. Let's just do it. This is the fun tech issues I've been having all week. See that? Watch. Yep. Here we go. See? Told you. Told you it would do it. But anyways, so folks, we see a judge lying to their teeth. So, what is he lying about? Well, I'll tell you what he's lying about. He is insinuating that these kids are not forced to wear these devices when they go to bed, that they actually remove devices in order to allow the kid to sleep. Now, if they get up to use the bathroom, how dare they, then immediately it is put back on the student, and the person is under threat of being shocked. I wonder how that works when you have to take a shit. Thank you for inspiring constipation, staff. God. Stress does impact those kind of. I'm saying I'm not trying to be gross this morning. But what their judge is trying to say, but no, it's not true. They don't make it wear them in their sleep. But there is contrary reports that tells us a very different story. We have at least three different witnesses, four if you account the anonymous one, that talks about having to wear the GEDs in their sleep. You have independent investigators that have come in from the UN, from the FDA, and from other groups as well that have verified, after going over the evidence, what these survivors have said. So the judge is lying to our faces right now, sitting there trying to tell us, no, that's not actually happening. They're lying. Well, Judge, if they're lying, then the independent investigators with no stake in this whatsoever, well, they must be lying too, right? It's some giant conspiracy to vilify these good and upright, upstanding people, right? Bullshit. Major bullshit. If you all think these kids are not still having to wear these GEDs in their sleep, then I've got a river in Egypt I can sell you. All right? All right? Just saying. But again, playing devil's advocate, say 4 years after the incident in August 26, 2007, say after this report, they did actually decide to start taking them off while the people are asleep. Is it still okay that immediately upon that kid wanting to get up because they have to take a piss, they immediately put on the electrodes and have that kid immediately under threat of shock because how dare they need to take a piss in the middle of the night like any other regular human being that exists in the world? Just saying. The fact that the judge thinks this is completely normal is a level of brainwashing I've never even witnessed before. I've only heard tell of it in regards to Jonestown, the Manson family. Just saying. It's that level of brainwashed. And sometimes I wonder if this place hasn't brainwashed the entire goddamn state. Because when you have professionals willing to sign off on this shit, who are supposed to be outside of the school, I don't know what's out in the water out there, and I don't think I want to know. The GEDs should not be used, period. Sleep deprivation should not be used, period. Food deprivation should not be used, period. The restraints for the smallest of infractions should not be used, period. And for the love of God, letting in people as mental health assistants straight out of high school after only 3 weeks of training should never fucking happen anywhere. This school, I don't have words for it. But we again see another blatant lie coming from this judge. A lie that I'm sure will be later on contradicted in this report when the judge then uses his favorite phrase, but for a handful of students. And on those words, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out for this morning. Now, we don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this morning. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye. Also, folks, while I'm closing out here, please don't forget Monday, 4:30 Central Standard Time, 5:30 Central Standard Time, 10:30 UK time. We are going on live on this channel for open chat. Please be there. Bye-bye.